Hello, my name is Annika Voorhees. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be taking a look at how to create course content and desire to learn. So let's head to our content. All right, here we are in week 1, and we're going to add some new content to this module. So we're going to go to the New tab, and we're going to have a list of things. We are going to create a file. All right, so here we have many options at the top of our page for what we can insert and include in our text. So we are going to call this file week 1 introduction. All right, and then let's see what kind of stuff we want to insert into our course. So as you can see, we have many options. We have our learning repository, our course files, YouTube, Flickr. We can put in links. There are many options. So let's get started with YouTube. So the first assignment in the course is an initial reflection. So we seem to have run into an error on YouTube. So let's try something else. All right, we're having a problem with YouTube. That's perfectly fine. We can always insert a link from YouTube if we'd like, but let's try another source. Let's go to Flickr. And let's look at brainstorming, since that's where we normally start with any kind of writing, is trying to figure out what would work. So let's take a look at some of these images. And this is one method of brainstorming, and it's a visual representation of that. So I'm going to click on that. All right, gives us a larger preview there. Oops. So once we click on it, then we can click next. All right, so then we need to make sure that we are filling out the alternate text in a way that students who are using a screen reader can know what that image is actually about. And this is a rather long one and doesn't actually connect with everything that we're talking about. So we want to describe it ourselves as a brainstorming activity using Post-its for ideas. Now, we are not going to say that this is decorative because we want the screen reader to read this image. And then we have a little preview here. We can check it again. And it also adds the author and license information below the image. All right, we're going to go ahead and insert that into our course here, or our file here. And then we're going to add some text. Oops, I just moved our little, there we go. So then you want to put in some directions for your students. All right, now, do we want the text to look like that, or do we want it to be different? So we can go up and change the text, the style, and the size. However we would like. You can change the colors, although be very careful with how you change the font colors because we want students to be able to read it with ease. Right. So here's the idea of what we want to do with an activity is we want images to be representative of what we're actually doing. We don't want them to be metaphorical. We want them to be what they're actually doing so that the visuals and the text go hand in hand and work together. All right, so once you have everything in there that you would like, then you can either save it as a draft because you want to continue working on it later and you don't want it available for students just yet, or you can publish it. And once you publish it, you'll see that a pop-up comes up saying created successfully, and you can preview what you have created. All right, it's a pretty easy process to add material. Yes, we did run into a snag with YouTube, but there's always the workaround of using uh, the insert a link into the course itself. So even if something isn't working perfectly, we know that there are other ways to add the material that we need. Thank you for joining me today.